easier.
So, okay. And it's just all papered room? I mean, do they actually sell tickets down there, or do they give them away? Okay.
Yeah, like this one, it's there's no guest list. It's $15 a ticket, but it's a really good lineup.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Mike Paramore's headliner, Robert Omoto is featuring, so...
I need to learn these people.
Just so you know, I recorded everything you guys just fucking said.
About Laughs Unlimited?
Yeah, so good thing you stopped at the masturbation thing. But we'll get into that. What's up, everybody? My name is Big Nick. This is the Gag on This podcast, not Gag on Me. That's right. We're coming to you from Blacktop. I got my co-host, Jerron. Say what up.
What up?
That was really loud.
I know.
So thank you. We are joined by Rob from last week. Say hello, Rob.
Hello, Rob.
And the week before.
And he's pretty much our third mic now.
Yeah.
And we're also joined by, some would call the hardest working girl in show business. I would say the Steve Harvey of local comedy, Nicole Eichenberg. Woo!
Yay. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you for being here. I do appreciate that. Fuck, where are my notes? My notes are in there.
You don't need notes. You got this.
You got this.
Well, I have a lot of topics to discuss.
A lot of topics.
First topic, I do have to say, you're unfortunately a millennial too, right?
What's the cutoff? I was born in 84.
Oh, congratulations.
Wait, that's the cutoff?
Isn't it?
That was 85. That's what you said in the first week.
Where's my phone? No, it's 80. It's 80. It's 80.
80? Okay.
80.
Makes sense.
Oh, well then.
This is
bummer
piss
for you.
poor programming. No, but how would you feel if you were a millennial? Just out of curiosity.
Sad.
Why?
Maybe it's just millennials do get a bad name. I mean, people call them entitled. They say they can't do anything. I mean, there are a lot of things I can't do, but I try.
So,
which alone, right there, makes you not a millennial.
Thank you,
Rob. If I
Rob.
don't say the fucking word.
You do seem to have that problem. It's consistent.
I do.
I appreciate that.
What was that word, Rob?
Millennial.
What was that again?
The Millennial Falcon. Yeah, they just don't try.
Is it millennial or
no? It's millennium.
Okay,
but
you fucking had me going there. You really did.
Kept going.
All right, cutoff 81 to 96.
What happens after though? What's 96 and after?
I don't think it's been dated yet. Yeah, I can't find it.
Generation Z.
But the reason I brought up millennials is because I don't know if you guys saw what's going on with American Pie. Have you?
No.
Anybody?
No.
Ooh, breaking news. Dun, dun, dun.
Wait, before you get started, I've never seen American Pie.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
How old are you?
Never seen it.
So, okay. So, you were forced to watch... I'm talking to Nicole here. You were forced to watch Theater of the Mind. You were forced to watch educational stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Yet, you have seen Mighty Ducks.
A very long time ago.
But you've seen it.
Yes.
I've never seen Mighty Ducks.
Were you raised in a basement or something?
I believe it was a cave.
Oh, okay.
And, for those of you listening, John will be starting his own podcast called Living in a Cave. And we suggested it the first week, and I really think there is a future in it.
Yeah? All right. We'll mull on that. Thank you.
I had a topic, and now I'm just so blown away that he hasn't even seen American Pie. No. Oh, my God.
Aren't there like 3 or 4 sequels? I've never seen those either.
Yeah.
They're horrible.
Yeah,
but they're
they
well
are.
worth seeing.
So you don't get like the reference warm apple pie.
No, I get the references.
Okay.
I've heard enough spoilers to understand what happened in the movie.
All right. So since nobody here knew, I'm the only one that's up to date on TMZ and stuff. Millennials, us, because you and I are the only millennials at this table, are now getting offended by it and writing nasty tweets.
You've got to be kidding.
Nope.
What are they being offended by?
It is sexist, it is misogynistic, and it relays the opinion that only guys can enjoy sex.
Can I introduce you to the Porky's franchise?
Porky's is tame, man.
No, I mean, I was probably 10 when I saw those, so it probably seemed pretty racy at the time. So
okay. This isn't freaking you out, right? Us talking about like nudity and stuff.
I work in a doctor's office. I see naked people all day long.
I see naked people.
They're everywhere.
So I'm curious. What is your title exactly?
At my job, Medical Assistant 1.
So you don't stick fingers up buttholes.
No, the doctors do that.
Okay.
But
Would you
for
like
a
to
price, for a price, I can make it happen for you.
Awesome.
What would you do if your boyfriend wanted that?
I don't have a boyfriend.
But all right, hypothetical. If my fucking headphones can stay on,
Even your headphones are pissed off.
I think it's the size of my giant fucking head.
It is large now that I notice. I didn't notice before you pointed that out, but it is rather sizable.
Really? So I got Dan talking shit last week, and now I got the other guest. Is that what this is going to be? Guests just come on and just belittle me?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck you guys. You're supposed to be like, no.
Big
It's
Nick's
more
big
fun.
head.
Shameless plug, I am in a roast at Stab at 1710 Broadway at 9 p.m. this Saturday, the 8th.
Nice. How is Stab? I have yet to be there.
It's a cool little place. Yeah, it's fun. They have good shows there. So Stab, 9 p.m. Saturday, Roast War.
Fantastic.
Mr. Bain, since we were busting your chops,
Yeah.
but you were saying
I fucking completely forgot what I was
about
saying.
fingers and backsides.
Oh, yeah.
You just had to remind him.
Of course.
So I did, when I watched your stand-up, I did find it cool that you brought in a lot of your medical elements. Mm-hmm. So do you indeed have a degree in microbiology, like it said?
I do have a degree in microbiology.
Holy shit. You're like
Smart.
Mayim
Thank you.
Bialik, man.
Well, she's a PhD, so I'm like Mayim Bialik light.
Okay.
Less
You're talking
calories, but not
acceptable.
sacrificing the flavor.
I have
get
seen
it.
The Big Bang Theory.
And talking to you a lot less crazy. So
Thank you.
she has some pretty unusual ideas on child raising and stuff like that. So.
Do you?
Yeah.
No,
no.
not her. Yeah,
Oh!
Blossom.
Oh, I was like, let's get into it. This will be great. Well, you're in the medical field. What do you think about that, having babies on your teat until 5 years old?
There's something to be said for immunity, but at the same time, what do you do when they go to school?
You'll have immunity because no one will go near them. If you can comment on the flavor, you're probably too old to be sucking on it.
Oh.
If you can ask for it, it's...
I mean, if you can make the time when they have lunch.
Mom, please stop with the
I don't see what the problem
asparagus.
is. They already have rooms made for it, right? It's California.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah, we have a lactation room.
There you go.
Or in our office, we called it the lactation station.
Mm.
We had 2 women that had kids in there. Not in there, but
That's not the birthing station as well.
No.
Double duty. Yeah.
you probably have that at your job.
No, we're outpatient. We'd prefer people not have their babies in an outpatient clinic.
And what do you think about, speaking of millennials and babies, about...
Yeah,
this-
us too, exactly.
Yeah. There's apparently this trend where they're giving people time off from work when they have pets. It's called paternity.
No.
Yes.
I thought it was fraternity.
There's a fraternity or
Wow.
paternity. How ridiculous. It's very millennial, though.
It's very millennial. To play devil's advocate, it's like if you never have kids, like I apparently am not going to, because I'm going to die alone. Maybe you should get time off if you have a pet and that's a thing in your life, and maybe your pet is sick and needs more attention,
But this is, I think, if you went to the pound and adopted a pet, and you're like, I just got a new dog from the pound. I need 2 weeks off so I can bond with my new doggy. That's
stretching it a little bit.
It's a thing.
But I think there's all kinds of things people stretch, like intermittent FMLA. I had a friend who took a year off to have a baby.
That's a tough pregnancy right there, Jesus. Oof. Oof. There was some I was going to ask you specifically about, the medical field and all that. And now I can't fucking think of it.
Those notes, bro.
Well, no, this was just going to be off the top of my head. My big-ass fucking head, apparently.
And you still can't find it in there.
What about ecosexuals? Apparently they're attracted to trees.
I thought that was a dendrophiliac, like that one movie.
Yes, exactly.
What movie was
That's
that?
what it is.
Something that came out when I was in high school. I forget the name.
And when
But-
were you born?
84.
All right, so you're a year older than me. I'm trying to think of movies about having sex with trees. Fern Gully?
That's what that movie was about. No wonder my parents wouldn't let me see it.
Willow?
Willow?
You don't remember Willow?
I do. I don't remember a tree.
I wasn't. It was a little elf guy or whatever. I never saw it.
Wizard of Oz?
Oh, yeah, the trees were freaky in
They
that.
were.
That movie was terrifying if you look back at it.
Yeah?
A little bit.
Do you guys really believe that there's like a person hanging themselves in the back?
No.
Like that whole lore?
Urban legend.
Urban legend? Yeah?
I'm with him. It's,
Okay. Yeah?
I'd have to do some more research on that one.
I'm curious, what would that entail?
Wikipedia, I don't know. Googling.
Pretty sure the Lollipop Kids were high on coke, though. They were doped up.
Or helium. You know what I just found out that blew my mind? We're going off on a fucking tangent. But I didn't know, like, eventually we will run out of helium.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there will be kids, if we make it that long, that will not know the joy of elevated balloons. Well,
They'll have
fuck
to
you
use
guys. I was blown away when I heard that.
well-
You guys are looking at me like, well, yeah.
They'll find a way.
Well, they can
There's a
use
way.
hydrogen. They just can't put it near flame.
So they can't be by the
lighter.
birthday cake at all.
Will they still have nitrous oxide is the question.
Oh, that stuff is fun.
Yeah.
Can't you make that, though? Can't you make that? Or is that a noble gas as well?
Well, if they get fusion going, you could make all the helium you want with
So you're
hydrogen.
saying nitrous oxide will go away?
No.
I like that you know what a noble gas is, by the way. That's awesome.
I do. I don't know why, but I do. Don't ask. What's another one?
The
Methane.
more you know.
No. Methane's not noble.
Methane is it's CH4. CH4, I believe, is the chemical formula for methane. So no, that's a compound.
I was
Why
gonna
do I
say,
know this?
Because cows produce it. They fart, so that makes it not a noble gas.
Because it's
Because it's produced, right?
Well,
Like
see-
there's going to be quantities of it forever.
like it's a byproduct
In
of
order to keep them
metabolism.
from farting, we
Yeah.
kill them and eat them. So it's a cycle.
No, but when he brought that topic of people having sex with plants, the only thing I could think of is it gives new meaning to the word bush. I mean, my God.
Burning bush.
Oh God.
Are we getting too gross for you?
No, that's okay.
Okay. Because you mentioned a vaginal or an anal prolapse.
A vaginal prolapse.
Yeah.
Anal prolapse is also not fantastic, but you know,
Although
No, I
that
don't
is-
know. but thank you.
you're welcome.
Do you know what that is? Do you know what she's talking
Oh,
about?
I know what she's talking about. but-
Yeah.
It's basically
I
a
don't need to.
fucking body blowout.
That person needs the extra stitch.
Too hard.
Oh, goody. So, well, you're in the medical field, so you probably will. Do you know what it is when if a woman asks another woman, "Did you get the extra stitch?"
I have not had a baby, but it is my understanding that if they do an episiotomy, where they make a slit in the taint, to use the vernacular with you guys, and they and they stitch it back up, they do an extra stitch to make it tighter. That is my understanding. Could be wrong.
That's crazy. I've never heard a woman refer to that area as a taint, but it is.
Awesome. Appreciate that, too.
If you
Anytime.
could see this. This is like a junior high dance. This poor Nicole sitting way over there, and we're all bunched up over there at the table.
Yeah.
Do you feel left out? Do you feel?
I don't.
Okay.
I can entertain myself.
That's right. You're a one man. She's a one woman. I was about to say one man. One woman band.
Maybe a man band. You don't know me that well.
That's true.
It is California.
It's
That's
California, yeah.
But no, she played not clarinet apparently, but flute, percussion, guitar,
Piano.
piano.
Nice.
I know, it's crazy, right? And you know Joey Stoltz?
I'm familiar with the name.
She went to high school with him.
We were in band together. But the funniest thing about that is until I started doing stand-up, I forgot that dude even existed. He had to remind me. And we sat by each other in band for like 3 years.
How awkward was that conversation? Like I sat next to you for 3 years.
Pretty awkward.
Was he like this one time in band camp?
We don't talk about band camp.
Okay.
First rule of band camp is you don't talk about band camp. It's Fight Club reference.
Yeah.
Fuck you, I thought it would land well.
I was still just kind of stunned by the guy who never saw American Pie making American Pie references.
That is true.
He gets the references. That's what he
get it.
said.
Watch the goddamn movie.
Meh.
All right, so I do want to talk about. I wanted another female on the podcast because I thought this was interesting. You came up as we were discussing it, but, and maybe this is a medical thing that's very well known, apple juice can fake a pregnancy test?
I have not heard that.
So, my fiance was here last time, and she was telling us about that, and I found it pretty odd, but whatever. So then I Googled it today for the show. And I was telling him, there's a whole Facebook page devoted for women how to fake pregnancy tests.
A, that is frightening, and B, I have access to lots of both at my work, so let me try that tomorrow and I'll get back to you.
Ooh. Yeah, please do, because I'm so curious. And the fact that there's a Facebook page.
That's just...
Devious.
I'm just baffled by that. I don't want to trap men. I normally just want them to go away, actually.
Are you one of those that, like, when they get too close, you're like, get away?
No, it's... I'm actually taking a hiatus from dating. It has not been going well,
To focus on your career?
I guess. It's just... I feel like I get more out of comedy and work, and it was just... The things I see lately, it's just terrible. The things men will say to you on dating sites is just atrocious.
I was about to say, let me get my...
Define atrocious. No, if I may delve. I'm just curious, so what do guys say on those dating sites?
I actually have a whole blog devoted to it at my website, NicoleIsJustOK.com. It's become more like this whole thing, sorry, as a plug for my social media and comedy. But it started out basically as a list of things guys sent me in screenshots from dating. Oh, a guy sent me a long time ago. He asked if I'm still fertile, and he was my age.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's
How long ago was this?
About a year.
Oof, Jesus. You didn't go out with him, did you?
Oh, God, no.
Okay. Some women
Should've said,
into
"Are
that
you?"
shit.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
But that's the weirdest thing someone asked you is, are you fertile?
No, there's a lot of weird, just so many weird things. I can't even think of them. There's so many. I have to go through and scroll through my blog to remember them all.
Get some countless dick pics, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, one guy sent me a 3-page racist tirade against Asians. That was fun.
What?
All right.
Wait,
What
on
predicated
a
that?
dating site?
On OkCupid.
Just out of the blue, or was there an exchange?
No, it came because his friend, I was talking to him at 9 p.m. on a Wednesday, and all of a sudden he's like, let's be spontaneous, let's meet at Denny's at midnight, and I'm like, A, I get up at 4 for work, B, I don't want to die tonight, so that's a hard pass. And then his friend sent me that message, he's like, he's a diplomat's son? I'm like, I don't care.
So wait, the diplomat's son was sent you the racist tirade?
No, the diplomat's son was the one that was trying to get me to go to Denny's and murder me at midnight on a weekday, and then the other dude was the one that sent the racist tirade, his friend.
I don't know if you know this, but diplomats have immunity.
Really?
Yeah.
Diplomatic
Lethal
immunity.
weapon 3.
Is it 3 or 2? I think it was 2.
Was it 2? No.
Doesn't matter.
Do their sons have immunity as well?
No, but they probably have good connections that'll get them out.
Yeah.
So it's great. That's kind of scary. I would never go have my daughter, which I don't have, go out with a senator's kid or anything like that. It would just be horrible. I would never trust them. But that said,
You mean like Meghan Markle?
yeah.
She's all locked up now.
Oh, there you go.
They won't let her out.
Is that true?
What?
Yeah.
Wait, what? What's going on here? I'm sorry, I tuned out. Who?
The one that
Meghan Markle?
She married Prince Harry.
Prince Harry?
Was it Harry? I don't
Oh,
know.
I'm sorry. I was thinking Angela Merkel, and I was like, I would have heard about her being locked up.
She's hot.
Angela Merkel? You're a fan of that, huh? All right. For all you single 90-year-olds out there.
Hey, that's why W couldn't resist himself and just started giving her a back rub.
Oh yeah, she hated that. All right, let's not talk about politics. There was something else.
Yeah, I actually, on a side note, I deliberately don't really discuss politics or sex in my stand-up.
Why? I think I know the politics, but why the sex?
Just, I'll put it the way that Carlos Rodriguez puts it. He says it's kind of the low-hanging fruit. If you're going to, you have to go beyond the first thought to make it something that people haven't necessarily thought of, which I can understand.
There are a lot of jerk-off jokes at open mics.
Yes, there are.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've told a lot of them.
Thanks.
Which is why, I'm still just an open micer.
I love the disdain in her voice. She's like, thanks.
That's how I sound at work, too. Okay, bye.
Oh, what was I going to say? It was Oh, would you go on a date with a guy just for the story?
I have.
Have you?
Mm-hmm.
And what? We have somebody walking up. I don't know why I just said that as if I were a political person.
We'll put it in the video.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, you have who? Well, you don't need to say the name, but like descriptive. Nazi?
No.
Okay.
No, that I wouldn't. Despite my German last name, I would not do that. There's just been a couple, especially like speed dating people. It's like, I know it would be entertaining and we'd have fun, but I know that we just couldn't date long term. There actually is one guy I couldn't bring myself to say yes to at speed dating, and he had Tourette's. And I feel so bad, and he was the nicest guy, and he picked me, but I could just tell I couldn't sit through a whole dinner or something with him. Because it was like every couple seconds it was like something came out of his mouth.
Couldn't do like Deuce Bigelow and take him to like a ball game.
That's a good idea.
But I guess, opera or
Yeah.
any
The
theater
library.
would be out. Yeah.
A funeral.
Ooh, that'd be even better. Funerals are always tense. That would just break the ice.
That's true. But
What was his tick? I mean,
he would just like kind of like just jerk his head and like say random like "Ugh," or whatever.
Do you know the swearing Tourette's is actually the least common out there?
I actually did. Thank you.
Swear to God, first Dan. Now I'm just getting grilled. It's going to be on. Should we invite them in? Should we be like, hey?
Do they have a class in here?
No, supposedly not. Oh. Of course, I think I woke Paul up. He wasn't here, and I texted him. He was like, oh, shit, I'll be right there.
speaking of which, we're at the Blacktop Comedy Club in Rockland, California.
On the big stage tonight.
Yay.
You guys and your plugs.
We've been in a different room every time we've recorded so far.
That's all right. Variety is the spice of life.
You'll be in the parking lot next.
Get out, you son of a...
The bathroom.
Episode 7 from the bathroom at the Blacktop Comedy Club in Rockland.
There is one guy I wish I'd said yes to, but I got scared at the last minute. I think it was OkCupid. His pictures were all of girls kicking this guy in the crotch. And his profile just said, like, I like it when girls kick me in the crotch, message me, and we'll meet up. I just want you to do this, and then we will never speak again. And I kind of wish I'd done it just for the story.
Would you have brought, like, steel toes?
Maybe.
Or sharp heels or something?
Probably. But now I'll never know what it's like to just kick a guy in the crotch.
I'm sure he still needs that, so
I'm
you
sure.
could probably find him.
I'm afraid to go back on the dating apps. It's so bleak out there. I can't take any more weird messages. I just can't right now.
Bleak.
No, I'm grateful to my wife. I've been married for, 9 years now? And
You should be.
Oh, so, yeah. I was at the Comedy Spot a couple weeks ago. My buddy was there and met up with him after, and he went to the Lowbrow next door. And I had no idea. It turned into a meat market bar after, and I was like, oh, this is horrible. And my buddy's recently divorced. He's like, hey, be my wingman. I'm like, first of all, ring. Second of all, fat tub of shit. No one wants me as a wingman. I don't want to be the one that the girl goes, I want him, you get the other one. I don't want to be the other one because, anyway. And being a married guy, I'm sure my wife would be really happy to hear me say, I don't want to be the other one. But anyway, so if you ever want to be grateful for whoever you're with, go to one of those places. It's fucking horrible.
So how many times have you speed dated? Like, because it's in your act, so I'm assuming a decent amount.
So, a funny story. I've done it 5 times. The last time I did it, this guy sits across from me, and I could tell he was going to be kind of a dick about it. And he's like, how many times have you done this? And I said, oh, it's my 5th. He's like, so you could say it doesn't work. Like,
Wow.
perhaps you could, and now we're going to sit here in silence for 6 minutes.
Is that how long it is? 6 minutes?
It's between 4 and 6, depending on who is running it and if they're paying attention to the clock. Because there are times I'm like, I swear it's been like 10 minutes and this guy can't carry on a conversation worth beans.
I don't know. Every time I hear speed dating, I just think of a bunch of people sitting around smoking meth and scratching at each other.
Maybe I do better at that.
I don't know. Anybody ever try to do that? No.
You could
Doesn't
start a
happen?
company.
I think
I've
will.
done a lot of meth in my time.
It's California.
Really, I can't tell.
You can't? Oh, fuck you. I went right into that, too. I was like, oh, that's a compliment. Whatever, guys.
But actually, I did meet my best friend at speed dating, so I met someone I'm going to spend the rest of my life with.
Guy or girl?
Girl.
Hot.
So since we're talking about dating, I'm just curious, because you said you've had a bad run of things. Mm-hmm. What, in all honesty and no offense, is it you think it's your picker?
I think part of it was my picker. I believe I have fixed that. I am overly picky now, which I recognize is also a problem. But at this point, I'd rather be alone and just hang out with my friends and do comedy and work than be with someone who isn't making me happy, to put it that way. So
I'm curious, what was your guy before you're like, all right, I got to wise up? I see. Can we take guesses?
Take guesses.
Okay. I'm going to be the only one. Okay. I don't know why, but I'm picturing like a bad boy, kind of like a yeah, kind of like a wigger, like a Eminem kind of guy.
No, but bad boys do like me.
Uh-huh.
Anyone else want to take guesses?
Well, I'm picturing a controlling guy that not a lot of, how do I say this? He's convinced you're screwing everybody and just wants to know where you are every
Jealous
minute.
douchebag.
Yeah.
I've been with the guys like that in the past, but again, no. You want to take a guess?
Fluffy bunny?
I really like nerds, but nerds don't like me.
Why is that? Is it because you're too smart?
I think it's. Have you heard the phrase "too dumb for smart guys" and too dumb for smart guys and too smart for dumb guys"?
I have now.
I think that's where I
makes
fall
sense.
into, because a lot of guys who are nerdy and smart don't think I'm nerdy enough or smart enough or my job isn't good enough. So
what? You say you're a nerd and you don't come across that way. What? I'm trying to find the best way to say it, but like, what do you nerd out on?
some
Exactly.
some sci-fi, a lot of horror. I love H.P. Lovecraft. I actually write short horror stories on the side.
Do you really?
I do.
Any published in like SNR or anything
No.
on your blog?
I have 1 or 2 on the blog. I was debating submitting to Creepypasta, but there's a sister site called Crappypasta, and I don't want to get shamed there.
You know, you could just not go to it.
I could, but
See, I think part of the problem is you just described old school nerd. New school nerd is all comic book heroes and things like that. So what is your stance on like that whole genre that's going on right now?
it's entertaining. It's something, unfortunately, I'd like to get into more things, but my time is so limited with comedy. Like, I have like 10 or 11 shows for comedy this month, and I work full-time at least. I'd like to see more movies and maybe get into comic books and stuff, but I'm kind of pressed for time right now, unfortunately. I don't even have time to date till maybe late October. So boys, hit me up sometime, maybe around the 25th of October.
Yeah, go
Late
find her at
October.
a show. Go to her website and you'll see it just plastered all over her. New headshots, by the way.
Yes,
I like
new
those.
headshots, which are turning into memes, which I'm so happy about.
Yeah, you and Zach go back and forth. I love that shit.
Yeah, Zach is my road dog. He's gotten me on a lot of shows. We have an arrangement. He needs rides and I need booking, so he gets me booked on shows so I can give him a ride.
Nice. Hey,
Thanks.
it works.
Mm-hmm.
I think they call that codependency.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the best meme was Zach Edlow as the Kool-Aid Man.
Yes, that was pretty epic.
So for those of you that don't know, basically,
Plug it.
I guess he's known for what he goes into group chats and then bounces.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you an abridged version of the story because I don't want to say certain things in a public
I'm
forum.
picking up what you're putting down.
But not like that. But anyway, so he keeps thinking that he offends me. I have a pretty thick skin, but he was being overly sensitive. So he'd make a joke and I'd be like, "That's not funny" or whatever, and he'd just like abruptly just leave the group chat. We actually have a group chat just for like spilling tea and like talking nonsense all day, and that's what we do.
Oh, cool. So that's not on the Facebook page, so I'm not a part of it, I see? Okay.
No. We could start our own group chat and talk nonsense all day.
I'm really not on Facebook. Like, we were talking about this with Dan. It's very difficult, the whole Facebook bullshit. I can't hang with it. And now you're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Are you on, what's the other one? Tumblr?
I'm on Tumblr too. I don't update as much as I should though.
Is it a pain in the ass, this social media shit?
You used to be able to push more things from one platform to all of them, but I know Twitter disabled pushing to other platforms, and so I haven't done it as much. I mostly just do like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, if I remember once in a blue moon.
Well, just so you know, Instagram will post to Facebook. Facebook doesn't post to any other platform now.
Yeah.
They updated their stuff, so yeah.
I don't social media.
At all?
Nope.
I only really do it to promote comedy now, honestly.
I tried it once, but it left a bad taste, so
Really?
yeah.
Spill that tea.
Spill that tea. Well, I used to have a TV show, so I used it pretty much exclusively for promotion, but I did some personal blogging on there, and then that kind of got conflated into a very, very public situation.
Ew, I'm sorry.
So I just shut it all down.
Makes sense.
Did we ever get to what guys you like?
Nerds. I like nerds.
Nerds.
Okay, yeah. So all right. What would a guy have to nerd out on for you to be like, that is fucking hot? Like if he, I don't know, came in here and was just like fucking tetrahydrocannabinol bidis. I don't know. I'm trying to say THC, but I honestly don't.
Cannabinol, no. I don't know.
So basically, if he came in and was like, or if he memorized the whole periodic table, would you be like, that guy's hot?
That would be hot.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
That's
What
so
if he came in
cool.
with his D&D books and dice?
I have those.
That one, I was a beer wench for a D&D campaign for a while. That one can be hit or miss.
Okay. So there's a chance.
There's a chance. It depends on who you click with. It's like I need to have some kind of witty banter back and forth.
When
Witty
I was
banter is
younger,
key.
playing D&D, and if we ever had a woman, a girl, whatever, in there, after 20 minutes, it would all devolve to everyone trying to bang the female character, and it just was not. I can't imagine it was fun for her, and it wasn't fun for anyone else. It was.
Oh, men.
But I know we ruin everything.
You
But,
really played D&D?
I did when I was growing up.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to have such disdain in my
That doesn't
voice,
surprise
but-
me as much. Sorry, I need to stop. Anyway,
The disdain comes from you being a millennial. You can't help it.
I fucking hate
I think we
millennials.
found the one word that could hurt a white guy's feelings. Millennial.
Oh! Since you're
What?
part Asian, if I wore a Howley t-shirt, would that offend you?
no.
Do you know what Howley is?
Yes.
Okay.
My family's Hawaiian.
Oh, no shit.
No
Oh,
shit.
yeah, my fiance is Hawaiian and Portuguese.
You have a fiance? Congratulations.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, she's drunk most of the time, so I mean it works out fine.
As long as she's in that basement, it's all good.
Yeah. How'd you know about the basement?
I know everything.
Dun dun dun. I guess I'm posting too much on social media then.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's cool. So you're, because you brought up your German name. So you're Hawaiian. What Asian? Like just Pacific Islander general?
So it's a long story. My mother is ethnically Japanese and Okinawan, but she was raised in Hawaii. So
Wait, Okinawan is a different thing than Japanese?
they like to differentiate.
Holy crap!
That's where Mr. Miyagi was from.
Yeah, but isn't Okinawa part of Japan?
Wax
Technically, yes.
Oh.
Wax off.
I was just thinking that same thing.
All right, sorry. So Okinawan and Hawaiian. And then your dad?
My dad is half German and other miscellaneous honky.
He's a mutt.
He's a mutt.
Honky, I like that.
Honky.
That's so cool you know what Hallie is. So you wouldn't be
Yeah.
offended by that? Like
No.
if I oh, that's so cool. No joke, when you mentioned being Asian, I was like, I'm so going to ask her that. Because we had a conversation about that. I went to Sierra College, and I had a Howley T-shirt for a long time. And the people that got most offended by it were Asian Americans. Like, they told me I shouldn't wear that T-shirt. It's offensive. Exactly.
I don't get it, but I don't get offended easily.
So can you curse in Okinawan?
No.
Do they speak Japanese, or is it a completely different language?
It might be a dialect. I'm not entirely sure, actually. My family stopped speaking Japanese after World War II.
Probably self-preservation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're going on a little geography lesson. I really didn't know that that's like a separate thing.
So did they get herded up in the camps in Hawaii too, or?
They actually did not. It was such a large population, I don't think it would have been feasible to ship everyone out to the mainland, so they just kind of let them be.
I was
That
gonna
works.
say, they didn't have any camps there, did they?
No.
No. Well, I mean, they had plantations way back in the day, but...
So just so you know, I'll school you a little bit.
Thank you.
Butthole in Hawaiian is okole. There
I
you go.
actually knew that.
Oh, son of a bitch. I know some other words, but they're not appropriate at all.
Like, this whole podcast has been totally appropriate up until now.
Okay, good point. Good point.
My son's kindergarten will be listening to it tomorrow. But,
Are you serious?
Oh, that would have been so awesome. I would have given your kid a shout out. I would have been like, "Hello."
that said, my kid did.
Listen.
He's 5. No, but I played a bit from Mark Normand, comedian that had a thing about how everyone's horrified by the thought of your parents having sex, and he's saying that maybe you should use that as a threat. And he's like, yeah. So your dad would be like, hey Bobby, how you doing in math? Oh, I'm getting a D in math. He's like, D in math? I'll show you some D.
Oh,
So I played that for my wife, and my kid was in the other room playing with his Legos. And we're like, there's no way. He's doing, you know how kids start singing and stuff? The other day, my kid goes up to my wife and her mother and goes, hey, you want some D?
No shit.
I swear to Buddha. It's just,
oh my God.
kid went up there and offered dick to his mom at 5. And I, of course, laughed, and my wife looked at me like, you're going to die.
Oedipus
But,
complex kicking in a little early.
So, anyway, so if you think your kids aren't listening, they are.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There's an Electro complex.
Yeah.
Did you guys? Well, of course you know it probably. Did you have to take psychology courses?
I took one in college.
What was it? Ab Psych?
No, I just took basic. I wanted to take ab psych, but I was already 6 years in, so they're just like, please just get out of our school.
Okay.
Where did you go?
I took
Davis.
tests. I took tests and measurements,
Really?
which was a course on all the different tests that they give you and essentially how to work around them.
Not the Myers-Briggs. That's supposed to be the hardest one.
It is. No, there's one with what, like 1,000 questions or some crap.
That's the Michigan one? Yeah.
But there's a way around it if you can have a good memory.
That's how
Or if you're a psychopath.
John is with us today in public,
Yeah.
because of that very class.
Sounds
a good class.
fascinating, though.
Psychology or the personality tests?
Everything. It all sounds fascinating.
Whoa, what a blanket statement there. You're so optimistic.
Hey, I'm just a ray of sunshine in this black room.
You got a problem with that?
I know. Why did he paint it all black? That's so. I remember. Where'd the letters go?
They're gone. He took down the letters there.
Did you ever do this room?
Nope.
No.
No.
Where do you live? Around here?
Well, I've done the other room at Blacktop. I live in Elk Grove.
The one over there?
Yeah, the one that's on the other side of the building.
Yeah. Oh, well, thanks for making the trek. I didn't realize it was that far. Oh, good lord.
I work in Citrus Heights, so I just threw on some makeup, made myself look halfway human, and drove here from Citrus Heights.
You look great for the radio.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was about to say, then you come all nicely dressed, and we're just like, we got dude over here looks like 1920s baseball player. I'm pretty proud of that reference. I must say. Not to toot my own horn.
My comfy clothes
Um,
make me self-conscious.
I was about to say you look like the boy in the striped pajamas, but
I love that reference too.
you do? Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Lost on me. Sorry.
Dude, it's a freaky movie.
Okay.
So the title?
Horror?
No.
Oh.
Well, I mean, historically.
I mean, is it like Eraserhead creepy or?
I don't think anything's Eraserhead creepy. That's in a whole.
You've seen Eraserhead too?
I've seen Eraserhead. Oh my god!
Fascinating.
You've seen Eraserhead? We've all seen
Absolutely.
Eraserhead?
Wow.
Yay!
Holy
High five
crap.
all across the table! Yay!
Like, so many people haven't seen that.
Don't even know what they're talking about.
You've never seen it?
No, it said
Oh.
most people like you bring it up and they just look at you like, what?
Wasn't that David Lynch?
David Lynch. Yeah.
It was his first movie.
There's a scene where he's outside the house and he opens the door and walks inside the house, and it was about a 2-year gap between shooting of that
Really?
from the outside to the inside because he ran out of funding. But they kept everything together until they got the money back together, and then they went back. It was almost 2 years later when they went back to shoot that.
Interesting.
Yep.
You're a wealth of information.
Well, that's one that I did see. Mighty Ducks, not so much.
So what would you say the most obscure movie you guys have seen is? I mean, obviously we've all seen Eraserhead, and that's pretty goddamn obscure.
Perfume?
That was a good one.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of it. Is that a French film, I take it? Because
Yeah.
perfume?
I think it was.
Eau de toilette?
It was based off a book, and I read the book a long time ago too. I think it had a lot of French actors, so maybe.
When was it out?
I think it came out in 04, 05.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. Brotherhood of the Wolf. That was a good one.
Never saw that one.
No.
French movie.
Blue, white, and red trilogy, French.
Run Lola Run. German movie.
That was a good one.
Don't know that.
Run Lola Run was German?
It was.
Mhm.
Yeah, don't
I
watch
thought Scorsese did that.
Don't watch that. You can't. You have to watch it in German. It can't be dubbed.
What about you? Most obscure?
I would say Twin Falls, Idaho. I had a friend in high school who liked to watch really obscure stuff. It's about the set of conjoined twins, and then they want to go their separate ways, and then one died at the end. That's all I remember.
So they just drag them around, or
So it's a feel-good movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Twin Falls. That's a pretty good...
And their last name was Falls. Hey.
Oh. Yeah, never heard of that one either. God, I guess Eraserhead's... That's the only thing we can bond on, guys. I'm sorry.
Harold and Maude.
I hate that movie. I'm sorry.
How do you hate that movie?
It's pretty sad, dude.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful
Like
movie.
sad as in weak sauce.
Yeah. High five across the table.
Wait, let's actually do it.
Oh, there we go.
I hope that caught.
I guess it depends. How old were you when you saw it?
High school or early college?
I don't think it's a timeless classic. It's not
No,
one of
I
those,
just not-
like...
I don't know if it holds up, but I mean, it's just I saw it like early college, and I guess I was more sappy back then.
I've always been dead inside, so
Yeah.
it just didn't do a whole lot for me.
I guess Man Bites Dog would be the weirdest one I've seen.
Never
The
saw it.
Thief, the Cook, his wife, and her lover.
You like foreign films, huh?
Yeah, those are the ones that I usually watch, I guess. That one's visually stunning, though. If you haven't seen it.
That's what you found in your cave.
Yeah.
I just picture that on like the poster. Visually stunning. Geron. Geron, the Daily Beast.
That's appropriate.
So you're into foreign films? That's your bag.
Occasionally. You know, or some good action. Shoot 'em up, bang, bang.
Was Chocolat foreign?
Never saw it.
Okay.
I believe it was.
Yeah.
'Cause it was spelled the foreign way.
It was. No E.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the only difference, right?
That's a Johnny Depp one.
Sure.
The girl that makes chocolate and she moves around, and Johnny Depp's like a drifter that comes around, and
I've never seen it.
oh,
I just know the name.
okay.
I gotta say, I was on board with Johnny Depp, but then I saw Murder on the Orient Express, and that movie was not good, the new one. I'm sorry. I love Agatha Christie. I love the original movie. Something about that new one just did not come together, including Johnny Depp.
He's a wreck. I mean,
Yeah.
he wants too hard to be Keith Richards, and
Yeah.
it's just gotten But they remakes are usually not. I mean, they remade The Longest Yard.
Doesn't he belong to a vampire society? Like he sleeps all day. He doesn't get up till the sun goes down.
I have no idea.
I think that's just called alcoholism.
Yeah.
Another high five across the table. That was a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, he had an interview. I guess someone like his publicist or something was talking about. Yeah, he spent $10,000 on alcohol that last month, and he's like, "There's no way it was $10,000. It was a lot more than that." It's like, oh, dude, you're just gonna kill yourself because
Well, he buys. I saw the True Hollywood Story of him.
Ah.
He buys like $400 bottles of wine.
Okay.
So, yeah. There's nothing on TV, so I figured I'd fucking watch it.
$400 daughters is what I thought you were saying. But
I did say daughter. I
Yeah.
was really hoping we would just skim right over
sorry
that.
about that.
Way to catch that one.
That's expensive because I think the going rate's about $3.
Well, $2 chuck and does the same thing. I mean, if you're going to be drinking that much. Speaking of which,
What? Oh yeah, that's right.
Aww.
I feel like airplane. Like I spill on myself. I'm like,
Yeah,
I got a drinking problem.
This was a smooth transition.
So we always ask the guests to bring a topic to talk about. Dan didn't have dick to say. I don't plan on.
his topic was his plugs.
That's right. They were. Yeah. Which, by the way, thank you for the Mac and Me ammunition. That was fucking great.
Oh, you're welcome.
And you got to listen to the thing because did you guys listen to the podcast?
Mm-hmm.
It came across not as funny as I'd hoped when because we talked about him falling off stage, and it was going to be him and Zach because Zach was the one I guess that was pushing him off when he fell.
Just dropped him off the stage. Him and Cedric Drake.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, having you two on would be great. Zach had to bow out because he had another show, so we had him on. So I was probing him about it, and yeah, when when you listen to it. It's sad.
Yeah.
Like it didn't come across the theater of the mind well at all.
Well, it's funny too because when he posted on Facebook, so he gets his labs done at my clinic. And anyway, the lab tech saw it and calls me. She's like, "Is Dan okay?" And it's like, I think if you don't know Dan, it just sounds so awful and terrifying. But like, Dan is always happy. I don't know what would make Dan upset. I literally don't. And I'm scared if I ever see him angry.
He was pretty upset at my Balls of Fury reference. I remember that. But no, what sucked is we were talking about him falling off stage, and then it got really serious because I was like, "Oh, did you stay? Blah blah blah. What happened?" He's like, "No, I had to go because I really hurt myself." And we were just like, "Oh, okay."
He's all in a cast, and
I'm glad we brought that up.
I know. And then when I just looked like an asshole because he fell here as well.
oh no.
But he fell going up. And I brought that up, and yeah, I sounded like a huge douchebag. I was like, oh, look, the time you fell here.
And I tried to make it
Good
better
job.
by saying you've fallen off better stages than I'll ever see.
Aw.
But that didn't go over well. Kind of a turd in a punch bowl. But anyway, but
we'll
the
have to have him back for sure.
topic.
Yeah, so your topic was actually quite interesting, I thought.
Thank you.
I'm curious, what made you think... So the topic is... Explain to the audience what the topic is.
So my topic I picked is that everyone has one kind of alcohol that destroyed them when they were young and now they can no longer drink it. So basically I wanted to make it a round table. What is the alcohol that tore you up and why? What is the story why you can't drink it anymore?
And since you brought the topic, you can go first.
I was in college marching band at UC Davis because, like I said, I was a huge nerd. There was an award I got my sophomore year, and part of it is a bottle of Jack Daniels that you can share with everyone. I was already blotto when I got the bottle of Jack Daniels. I continued to get blackout drunk. I'm still finding out things I did that night. I lost my pants. I remember throwing up in the bathtub at one point at my house.
Wait, hold on. All right, I'm going to just put the time out. You lost your pants?
I lost my pants for a while. I found
so
them.
you found them.
I found them at one point because they were leather pants. At one point, I assumed I had taken them off because they were uncomfortable when I was trying to sleep. So I found them sometime the next day.
Oh, the next day? So it wasn't like 2 hours later. It was like you went without pants for a long fucking time.
Well, I mean, I got home and I was just in bed. Do you always wear pants in bed, Nick?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you were still at the party and you lost your fucking pants just walking around like, woo.
Well, I may have lost them there, too. I was blackout drunk.
Okay, sorry. So continue. All right, so you lost your pants.
That's pretty much it. I don't remember. I'm just finding out things that I did.
And that was Jack Daniels, just regular, no gentleman, no...
I have other bad stories about Gentleman Jack, but those are not as interesting.
So is it specifically Jack Daniels you can't deal with, or is it all whiskey?
I drink whiskey. It's just that Jack Daniels. I even went to a whiskey tasting at the porch with the nicer Jack Daniels, and I can do that. It's just that regular, like, black label bottle you buy when you're in college and poor, I just can't do.
Is Jack Daniels considered, like, poor whiskey? Like, is that a thing?
It's not poor, but it's definitely inexpensive.
I wouldn't call it a well drink, but it's not top shelf. I mean, that's where you get your gentlemen's and...
All right. Did you actually OD, like you asked, like you said in the message?
No, I didn't actually. I didn't have to go to the hospital to get my stomach pumped or anything. I just was very drunk, and then I woke up with a bad hangover the next day.
Ugh. Did you have to do marching band the next day with a hangover?
No, thankfully I was off. But, you know, when you're like 18, it's so much easier to recover. I mean, now, even though we're millennials, I mean...
Yeah. We're no spring chickens.
I can barely have a drink or two, and then I just feel tired the next day. I can't do it.
All right. Rob?
That would be tequila.
And your story?
I was 19, and I had just bought a truck that I had been saving up for my whole life. It was, and we were at a house party. It was summer, and I was with some buddies, and we just got done polishing off a fifth of tequila, just us. And everyone said, "Oh, cops are down the street. We got to go." So I realized, okay, I can't be driving like this. So I grabbed my buddy and we went over to the fence and we just promptly just started yakking at the floor just to get it out of us. My buddy, who couldn't stop yakking, I threw him in the bed of my truck, which was brand new. It wasn't even a week old yet. And so, of course, being an idiot, I drove home, dropped him off, and drove home, crashed. Next morning, I go out to the truck, and just the whole side of my truck is just plastered in barf. It was a good thing I didn't bring him in the car, because he just tilted his head over and just... And, but yeah, to this day, to just smelling tequila, I'm done. I can't have it in a margarita, it's just... That's probably a good thing, because that was the only one where if we were drinking tequila, my buddies and I would end up fighting at some point through that night, so...
So if I'm hearing you correctly, you're a pussy.
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Big ol', yeah.
Big ol', you didn't get the extra stitch, did you?
I did not. Big sloppy.
John?
Yeah, Rob, that's how I feel about whiskey. But I didn't learn the first time. So
God.
This actually has multiple parts, if you don't mind.
Over the span of a couple years?
Over the span of about, several years. The first time I was actually still in high school. My parents had taken off for the weekend, so I had some friends come over, and it was Wild Turkey night. Oof. So we were drinking Wild Turkey. Between the three of us, who drank the better part of a fifth, and that's when we busted out some raw eggs because we thought we were Rocky.
Oh, no.
Oh,
yeah. Raw eggs and whiskey. Yeah.
Then there was, that blackout thing happened. And then the next thing I knew, my head was hanging out the front door, and I was throwing up all over the front steps.
Oh.
And my friends were going, "Dude, what are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm throwing up."
So wait, has everybody here blacked out? Wow, that's great. Yeah. I've never blacked out, so that's why it's weird. Like, you guys are like time travelers.
And I'm the pussy.
You think about it. Yeah, I guess.
I've actually blacked out from Xanax, too, but apparently it's what it does to you.
Oh,
well, I took it for an MRI, a very long MRI, and I still felt anxious, but I lost 18 hours of my life I can never get back.
Wow.
And you didn't need it, though.
Yeah, that's the saddest part. Wasn't even fun.
You all won the lottery and you don't even remember. You're like, oh, whatever.
Sounds
lost
like
your
a
ticket.
good thing for a long flight.
It would be. But I had my pants at the end, though. That's the important
Yeah.
part.
Yeah, sorry. I was blown away by the blackout. Okay, so Rocky Balboa, continue.
Yeah, no, then it was, this would be fast forward, I don't know, 5 or 6 years. Now I'm in college, and I'm trying to impress, you're doing that thing. And that night it was 151.
Ugh.
And I can't tell you much about that night.
Yeah,
At all.
I don't trust any liquor you can light on fire.
Yeah.
Then fast forward again about another
Oh, how many parts does this story have?
about another 8 or 10 years. This is the last part.
I was going to say, and
comes in threes.
wasn't this supposed to just be about whiskey, and now we're at Bacardi?
Yeah, that was Bacardi 151.
I just thought this was all going to be about like one whiskey. This is just
No.
So there's several alcohols you cannot have. Because,
Maker's Mark was the third one.
Oh.
And it was my bachelor party. And the guys got me shit-faced, put me in a limo, and then we drove to town to go to a strip club. But we got into the strip club, and I started to not really be feeling so great. So I headed to the can, which was just a trough. It was just an open trough, and guys were standing there pissing everywhere. So I was like, yeah, this isn't a place where I want to be. And then I headed out to the limo. But the limo driver wouldn't let me in the car,
Smart man.
even though I cussed him out profusely. I then apparently decided to walk off down the street and disappeared in a blackout and woke up several hours later behind a dumpster.
like your friends just left you.
They couldn't find me, and they left me on my bachelor party night.
Those are good friends.
Yeah. They said the strip club was awesome.
They went
So-
without you?
Well, they were there.
Oh, man.
So you're telling me cursing out a limo driver is not the best way to get back in the vehicle?
No, I should have just puked all over his shoes.
I could see that working.
Yeah,
I could see that working.
Oh, since you put it that way, please come in.
whiskey. Can't do it. Smell, the look, taste, smell.
But Bacardi's rum.
Yeah,
Yeah. Same. Rum. Can't do it.
Do they still make 151? I feel like
Oh,
they
yeah.
do.
Yeah.
They do? Ooh.
Everclear's the one they tweaked.
Oh, yeah. Everclear,
Kentucky.
me in college, that's another one that was, ugh.
I've never had Everclear. Like the actual Everclear I've
You-
never had.
We used to put it in punch and all that. 'Cause
Heard
you
about
cannot
that.
drink that stuff straight.
Yeah.
It's just,
It's essentially 95% ethanol.
yeah,
You can use it to clean lab equipment.
sweet.
Ethanol.
And you're really drunk.
Way to go chemistry on us. I like that.
Thank you. Come find me, nerds. Anyway,
Oh, my story.
Yeah.
yes.
Sorry, I was just doesn't. In all honesty, I don't drink because I'm just sober because I used to drink a lot, so I had to stop. So like a lot of my stories really aren't involving me. They're about me telling a friend who wasn't an alcoholic they should drink as much as me and their stories. I'm trying to think of the worst thing I did drunk because I mean I did a lot of things drunk. I can't think of anything. Because I was like your garden variety, like homeless drunk. Like you guys are talking about Jack Daniels is way too expensive. I was drinking Barrett's whiskey.
Oh, dang.
Oh, you know of the Barrett's? Yeah, $6 a fifth.
Nice.
You can buy a gallon for I think it was $12.
Still can't go wrong with the Xanax and some Mad Dog.
Oh yeah, we were talking about what was the beer you don't think they make anymore?
Oh, Crazy Horse.
Yeah, have you guys heard of that?
It's a really bad
Malt liquor?
Yeah,
Oh, ugh.
it's horrible. It came in 40s, and it looked like those Arizona iced tea bottles. And yeah, I mean that was it was like $1.75 when I was a kid, and we just couldn't bring her. I mean, 40s are stupid to begin with, but because you're just flat and warm at the end, but you just could not. Even ice cold, it tasted like shit. So
Boone's Farm was always the best bang for the buck.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. Ugh.
Ugh. I have one. Okay, it's nothing crazy. It's actually just like the worst. It's pretty fucking bad. So it has to do with tequila. I always knew, like, tequila, it made me weepy, like a little bitch. So this one night...
Yeah, it's the tequila.
Shut up. So this one night, I'm over at a friend's house, and I started off with Le Fin du Monde. Do you drink beer? Are you, like, a connoisseur?
No.
So Le Fin du Monde is a Belgian. It's essentially a soup. It's 13% alcohol in a beer. So I started off with that. We were taking shots of tequila, the gold kind, the Cuervo, which is just disgusting. And somehow I went from mowing someone's lawn at 11:30 at night in their backyard. They asked me to, so I did. I went from that to going in, and then I just started bawling. And people were like, "What's wrong?" And I was just like, "I just don't feel like you guys like me." Like, I turned into that
They're
person.
making you mow the lawn in the middle of the night.
God.
Yeah, they don't like you.
Oh, my, yeah. So that's the worst.
So you are perceptive when you're drunk.
Oh, go fuck yourself on that one.
I've tried.
That's what I gotta say. All right, well, yeah, that's the worst of it. I mean, most of the stuff I've done stupid was sober. Like, okay, tell me if this gets a woman going. I swear I'm going to go to someone and someone's going to be like, yes. All right, you're vibing with the person, right? You're vibing with the dude. And he's making you laugh, and you're like, oh, this guy's sexy, blah. Would he, putting on your thong and doing a cartwheel in front of your house, would that put it over the top of you're like, I'm going to give him some?
No.
Fuck, okay. No joke. For the longest... Okay, I did that. That's why I asked. I honestly thought for the longest time this would be like it. Like, she will want me. And for the longest time, I didn't know why it didn't work. Like, I would sit there and just be like, why didn't this work? Like, I don't get it.
So do you also think it would be attractive to do the Silence of the Lambs tuck dance?
Dude, every guy's done that.
I know, but do you think that would be attractive to somebody? It's not on the same level.
I don't know. Nicole, would that turn you
Nope.
on? No? That would be the end right there?
That's where she draws the line.
What if he's really nerdy?
Yeah. What if he's like gold symbol is AU, but he's tucked back?
He's doing the tuck dance while singing the Elements song.
Oh my god.
Helium and hydrogen and you know, I don't know the words because
Oh my god. I may never date again. Oh my god.
I'm sorry, I've just wrecked Nicole for life.
I was already there. Don't worry about it.
Oh my god, I hope, like, if you start dating, I hope your boyfriend listens to this and he fucking tries that. Like, he just comes in, he's like, what up, baby? And he's just tucked back and he knows all the symbols. Oh. So if you're listening, future Nicole boyfriend, make sure you do that, because from what she says, it really gets her going. Remember that. You know what? And on that note, it is 7:40. We've been here an hour. Should we call it, guys? We all have to wake up early. This guy's got to wake up in, 3 hours?
Not for much longer.
He's already in his jammies.
Yeah. I know, we're giving you shit, but you do look fucking comfortable as hell.
Got to be comfy.
All right. So, are we good? Should we end it, since we all got to wake up early?
We should. Thank you so much for having me on. It's been a blast.
No problem. Well, before you go, plugs.
Plugs. Oh god, I have so many. Laughs Unlimited tomorrow, September 5th at 8 p.m. Stab, the Roast Battle, September 8th, 9 p.m. I will be in... I'm opening for Taylor Tomlinson in Vacaville at the Point on the 12th. I am going to be in an all-ladies show in Sassoon City, and there's actually going to be an article about me in the Solano Daily Journal this coming Friday about that show, and that show is on the 14th. On the 15th, I'm doing Paul Spock's Kidney Benefit Show in Reno. 21st, I am featuring for Jimmy Earl out in Wairika.
So wait, sorry, I don't mean to step on your plugs, but like, you do all of that and work full time?
Yes, I
do.
do.
So like, you'll travel to fucking bumfuck Reno, and then is that a weekend or no?
It's a weekend, and then I'm, there's, on the 21st, I'm driving to Wairika, turning around, coming back, picking up Zach Edla, going to Stockton for Mr. Tay Comedy Twist out there. And then the next day, I'm at Sacktown Union Brewery at Pete Munoz's show.
Wow.
Good God. All right, sorry. So you can continue.
That's the
your
way to
plugs.
do it.
That was pretty much all
Seriously.
my plugs. I just fit it all in. Oh,
Social media.
yes, I'm on a show with Ngaio Bielam from Cooking on High on November 14th at Laughs Unlimited. And I'm at Helcomania at Tommy T's Pleasanton on October 9th. And then the next morning, I am not even going to go to sleep. I fly out to Hawaii at, the Red Eye the next morning. So,
For fun?
for fun.
Good.
I may pick up a show or two there, but it's to see family.
Awesome.
So you're going to be on the stage with the guy that has that Netflix show? How do you say his name?
Ngaio Bielam. I was actually at his house for a barbecue on Sunday. His family's super dope.
I don't think he likes me very much.
Why not?
Because I remember I sent a tweet and he was very to the point. Because he was talking about Cracker Barrels off of fucking Bumfuck, like off of Franklin or some shit. Just as a joke, I was just like, well, that's gentrification for you. And his response was, that's not gentrification. It is simply a fucking Cracker Barrel. And I was like,
Ooh.
Wow.
yeah.
That's
Yeah. And then my dumb ass, I still wanted respect because I was early in comedy, so I was like, I'll like this. So I liked a tweet that was bashing me. So if you're listening,
Was there
Ngaio.
tequila involved?
No. Just fucking early comedy. You know, when you're like, get on, you're like, I got 20 minutes. I could totally do a show. Yeah. Yeah. Go fuck yourself. Yeah. All right. Rob.
yeah. So let's see. I'll be at Comedy Spot on Monday at 8 o'clock. And then after that, I'll just be bouncing around open mics. Blacktop Comedy in Rockland, they start their open mics on Wednesday. This Wednesday, tomorrow? It'll probably be today if you're listening to it when it first comes out. Starts at 8 o'clock. Sign up at 7:30. I will not be at the one tomorrow because I'll be drafting my fantasy football team, but I look forward to doing the ones after that. I did set up a Twitter because after the last time, so it's at Govea Rob. That's Gouveia Rob. And you can get me on Facebook at Rob Govea Comedy. And other than that, just hope to see you at some open mics.
Sweet.
Joe Ron.
Oh, it's my turn. Mm-hmm. I'm still dark. So you're not gonna see me out and about yet. Yeah, look at you trying to compare your skin to mine. That's not what I meant. No,
Well,
I'm still working.
Your name is Jerome.
I'm still working for the Man for a few more days, but I'm going to bust free after this weekend. You can catch me here on this show, and then hopefully some open mics where I won't suck, and then maybe be doing some shows after that. The only other thing I want to plug is the knothole in that tree out there. I just need to know how to get consent.
You ecosexual.
I know, it's
That's
so
what they're
hot.
called. That's what they're called. Yeah, not dendrophiliac. Ecosexual. Remember that, guys. If you call them a dendrophiliac, you're offensive.
Ugh.
Or you're offending them. Not
Wow.
offensive.
I'll take that chance.
Okay. All right. For me, it's Twitter is at Gag on This Pod. I think. Yeah. Yes, it is. Gag on This Pod on Twitter. Instagram is Gag on This Pod. Yeah. Instead of spaces, they're underscores. I really need to write this shit down. Facebook at Gag on This Pod. And I'm not going to give you any personal shit because I don't want you fucking following my personal shit. Is that it? Oh, Blacktop Comedy. They have awesome stand-up. They have awesome stand-up shows, stand-up classes. They have improv classes, improv shows. There was a magician here last week. I don't know who's going to be here this weekend, but I'm sure it's going to be a sold-out show.
BlacktopComedy.com. They got a calendar.
Yes, they do. God, you're great with plugs, boy in the striped pajamas.
My last plug, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter are all Nicole is just okay, no spaces. Personal website, NicoleIsJustOK.com.
Yeah. Oh, before we go, the boy in the striped pajamas, just so you know, we didn't get to it. It's about a kid that befriends a kid that's in the Holocaust, and the boy that's in the striped pajamas is a boy that's in an concentration camp.
Now I feel sad.
Yeah. So, hey, we'll leave it on that note.
Jesus.
Later, guys.
Yay!
You gotta fight for your right to war.